Thankfully, no arrests were made related to these protests.
Hundreds of demonstrators gathered in Palm Coast and Flagler Beach over the weekend for the No Kings protest. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley.
I want to thank our community for exercising their First Amendment right during the No Kings nationwide protest day in Palm Coast and Flagler Beach. Everyone was peaceful and respectful. We did have one individual that passed out from the heat. Deputies on bicycle rendered aid and called for paramedics. In another case, an agitator driving by tried to agitate the No Kings protesters, and when he committed a traffic violation, deputies stopped him and had a very stern discussion with him. Other than those two issues, everything was fine, unlike in other areas across the country.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, June 16th.
I was concerned when the citizens said that their voice don't matter. That concerned me because their voice matters.
Parts of Flagler County are seeing massive growth, and local officials joined Free for All Friday last week to talk about it.
Bunnell Vice Mayor John Rogers says many residents are resistant to large-scale developments like the reserve at Haw Creek.
When you have a project that we have never seen nothing like this before in Bunnell. There's nothing comparable to it. There's no compatibility to this project anywheres in Flagler County. So it concerned us. The citizens came out. They spoke their piece.
The 8,000 home development has its share of critics.
There was a motion right away to go ahead with the whole project. And then there was a second. And then there was discussion. And then the people came up and spoke. And one after another came up and spoke. Only one was in favor for it. The rest of them were opposed. You know, they were talking about the traffic, the infrastructure. They were just every topic, every item was covered.
Rogers says despite approval by the city's planning board in January, the development was voted down 4-1.
You got State Road 11, State Road 100, and US 1. You put 8,000 homes out there. Let's say 2 cars for each house. That's 16,000 vehicles, okay? 2 trips a day. Do the math. Our roads are already at capacity right now. You try to get out on 100 in the morning. Try to get out on 100 West in the morning. 11, you try to get out there. But check this out. Go ahead and add 16,000 cars. Now, it'd be great for my business, but it wouldn't be great for the constituents and the people of Flagler County.
I'm Daryl Moody reporting.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. New construction is boosting property tax values in Flagler County, so what does that mean to your property tax bill?
The latest numbers indicate property tax values have increased by about 9% this year for Flagler County and City of Palm Coast residents. Jay Gardner, the property appraiser of Flagler County.
Palm Coast was 9% as well, but without new construction, they're only in the 4% range. And that's similar for the county. County was 9% with new construction and 4.5% without, roughly.
To better understand the impact to you as a property owner, the millage rates are one of the factors that impact property taxes. If millage rates remain steady, most property owners will see minor changes to their bills because the Save Our Homes cap limits increases in assessed value to 3% or the Consumer Price Index, whichever is lower. To hear more about this topic, check out Real Estate Matters with host Toby Tobin. It airs every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock on WNZF or anytime on the Flagler radio app. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
I honestly think AM radio got taken out of cars to try to hurt conservatives. AM radio is, I think, predominantly talk radio, and it's predominantly conservative radio.
Congressman Randy Fine believes there's a political agenda behind no longer installing AM radios in new cars. He explains to Liz Ryan.
Fine argues that, in addition to an effort to silence conservative AM radio talk shows, the technology in today's smart cars is there to limit your choices.
They don't want you to listen to the radio at all. They want you to listen to music or programming to their app.
He thinks this could be just the beginning of a bigger plan.
They don't want to use AM or FM, but I think they thought getting rid of FM was a bridge too far. Some people believe the plan is get rid of AM. If they can get away with that, then they'll get rid of FM, and then it'll all be through streaming apps.
He says internet radio can be a good alternative until it isn't.
AM radio is important when there's a hurricane. That's a lot of times how we find out information that's going on. The internet's great until the power's out. And that's when you need your radio to find out what's going on.
Fine doesn't see any significant cost savings to eliminating AM radio from cars.
If someone could tell me getting rid of AM radio reduces the cost of a car by $5,000, you could go, okay, I sort of understand it. But they can't really tell you a good reason they got rid of it. It's things like, well, nobody wants it. A, I don't think that's true. And B, if nobody wants it, then they just won't listen to it.
Congressman Fine has co-sponsored the federal AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. That would require all new passenger vehicles sold in the U.S. to include an AM radio receiver as standard equipment. It's in the House pending subcommittee action and in the Senate awaiting a vote. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan and I'm Pro Radio.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Licio with your WNZF local sports update.
Our series on all area nominees rolls on. The FPC women's soccer team leads off with two first-teamers, Eva Seitz and Ivy Chen. They were joined by second-teamers Haley Salmons, Erin Hughes, Catherine Ouellette, and Natalie Neal. The key to their success was early playing time as freshmen. Chen found that experience invaluable.
I think it definitely helped us, like us all playing together last year. This year we come together easier. We know how to play with each other already.
It was a historic year for boys soccer in Flagler County. The Matanzas Pirates made a run all the way to the regional final this year. Kai Bonner was selected as first team and was joined by Pirate teammates Sergio Posada and Jonathan Costa on the second team. Costa had confidence in his club all season long.
I think it just shows that we have heart. We could play. I think we could play against any team, really, that comes up against us. We can compete. We can battle with anybody.
The FPC boys were 12-4, including their first win against Matanzas at home in 14 years. Rami Amiri, Jack Moberly, and Jay Secca joined Tegan Paulo as first teamers. Head coach Ramton Amiri on Paulo, his first team keeper.
One of the best goalkeepers in the state of Florida. For someone to not concede a goal in 240 minutes of soccer is fantastic.
Boys tennis had 5 athletes selected. Andrew Shkrutkin from FPC and Pirate Stanislav Valentajcek on first team. Owen Brady was second team for Matanzas, with Bulldogs Alex Berenblit and Adam Stokel-Polubiak. Bulldog Tatiana Leonteva was second team for the ladies. Bulldog tandem Elsie Marks and Taylor Ralston made second team in beach volleyball. The FHSAA announced that a 35-second shot clock will be mandatory beginning with the 26-27 playoffs. In the meantime, if available, a shot clock can be used in regular season games, provided both teams agree prior. Florida Lacrosse will host 95 teams this weekend at the Father's Day Invitational at Indian Trails Park beginning tomorrow morning. This is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the WNZF Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.